Welcome back to That's So Vegas. I'm your host, Christine McKellar, here with one of Vegas' finest entertainment writers, Bobby
right.
Katz, whose repertoire or portfolio stretches from Atlantic City all the way here to Vegas. And we were just talking about, I'm sure there's a couple women out there on the edge of their seats about what it was like to talk with stars in the dressing room.
Well, it's more, when you're in a dressing room, it's more of a social environment.
Of course, with the flowers and the champagne.
Right.
And yeah.
Well, not so much anymore in Vegas, you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, there's still little nibbling things there and some water and sodas and things like that and some wine. But, it's just more of enjoying somebody's company than it is doing any kind of professional job. And sometimes you see things that, you just will never talk about.
Right. Or hear
I
things.
have got so much inside me, I should be a very fat person because I will not talk about them to anybody unless I want a permanent job with the National Enquirer for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen.
No.
I really respect these people.
Of course.
And I keep their confidences. And even if they don't tell me not to say something, I don't.
Your common sense and discretion would tell
because
you
I want to enjoy my friendship because friendship is different than professional, and friendship has the same kind of guidelines as it does for any friendship, whether it be in or out of show business.
Right. Speaking of which, and being backstage, and I've been there myself, have you had noticed anybody really with very bad stage fright, or do you find that common among some of the higher level entertainers?
It's funny. I know it's Engelbert actually says he's bloody nervous before he goes on stage.
He's adorable.
And he's also British, but very, very
Welsh
handsome man. British. Tom is Welsh, he's British.
Excuse me, sorry, Ange.
But it takes him about the first 3 songs until he calms down. And he's been on stage for 49 years.
Oh, that is amazing.
Isn't it amazing? But he still gets nervous. But in a way, it's great because it gives him an edge, he says, when he goes out there to perform. Those nerves rev him up and make him do his best performance. So.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't have a problem, obviously, with the camera, but when it comes to getting on a stage, whoa! And when I was writing my books, I always said I was an actor on the page because I got stage fright. But when writing my books, I could set any scenario and do anything I wanted to do. You know? And so and something like this, again, I'm comfortable with it. But right before we start up at the top of the hour, I still get a little tingle up my spine right before I say the first welcome. But it's more of a pleasant thing. Than a scary thing, you're getting ready to roll. So,
well, most of these guys love being in front of an audience,
Yeah, well, I can imagine.
I mean, I used to have trouble talking in front of 6 people at dinner, but they love being in front of the biggest audience they can get, but they still get nervous. I mean, at least, like I said, the ones I've talked to have, and they just love going out there and entertaining. It's just
there's that satisfaction of knowing that they've pleased these people, that they're really making a lot of people happy.
Right. And that's what they want to do. They want to make them smile. And, it must be an amazing experience, though, to look there and look at 2,000, 10,000, whatever it is, people.
A sea of faces.
A sea of faces,
a massive humanity. And then the backup bands, there's always, I find, I've found some interesting backstories, not interviewing a headliner sometimes, but interviewing the band or the conductor or somebody in the background, too, because they're up there putting their all into it as well.
And plus, they're traveling the world, they're seeing the world. It's, it's a very unique existence.
Would you come back as a rock star? If you could come back as anything, Bobby, what would you come back as?
Probably an actress.
An actress?
That's what I wanted to do, and my father wouldn't let me because he thought that I'd starve to death, and he did not know anything about journalism. But I'm only joking.
Oh, it's okay.
But you know what I'm saying. He was worried, that I would never. I was a ballet dancer for 28 years, and then I taught ballet, but I had leg surgery. I got hurt by a soccer ball in gym and had very, very unusual circumstances there. So I had to really give it up as a profession, but that's what I wanted to do. And then I wanted to go into acting, and I think that's what I would do.
So I took
acting lessons here, actually.
Oh, you were drawn to the stage.
Yeah, with Buddy Greco's wife, Leslie. We had a ball.
Absolutely.
We had a ball, yeah.
So you have that whole stage essence all around you.
Yeah.
You know, wanting to interview and that's
Absolutely.
probably part of what makes you do what you do so well.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, no, I really do enjoy being in that area.
That whole arena is
Yeah,
wonderful.
I get bored very easily. So
Even in Vegas.
that's right. I'm always
Okay.
looking for stimulation, and entertainment provides that.
Well, speaking of which, that was a perfect lead-in into my next question.
Oh, cool.
I know, I love when things just flow like that. So you, again, over time, and even from Atlantic City to here, you came at such an interesting time. I moved here in 80, but I took off for 3 years and come back really to 84. But in that early 80, I saw the fine dining at the Dunes, and we dined out and dressed in, you know, and then back in 84, that's when the bigger corporations were starting to come in. In my perception, I worked at the advertising agency. And then you were positioned where you could really see change creep over the strip. You
Oh,
know, from when, so,
because I came in '92, but I flew out here once in '88 and once in '89, and the very first time I ever came to Vegas was in '78.
oh, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, but the way you were treated,
It's
you know,
different.
it was not. It was just amazing experience. Nothing like it is today.
So would you
Nothing.
say so what's impacted you the most, say, in the past 10 years? Like,
Just the changes in everything here, and the changes in entertainment.
too many people, do you think?
yeah,
Or
it's
too many venues or not enough venues, or...
I think it's too many venues doing the same thing.
That's what a lot of people
I
say.
mean, how many Cirque du Soleil shows
what
do you
everybody
have?
says.
You know, how many, comedians do you have? How many, there's no changing of the guard. It's all the same. And every time you come into town, the same shows are playing here. And I miss the changing headliners. I miss the personalities. I miss the personal touch that these people have.
Right.
You
I know
know,
exactly what you're talking about.
I mean,
And the other thing, what I kind of like, and I will shout out Frankie Shinta's show down at the Plaza,
Wonderful entertainers.
with a dinner attached where you don't have to leave the property to go to dinner.
Right.
Italian American Club. Gene Ferrari was there. You had dinner. You walked right into the next room.
exactly.
I mean, and it's fun.
it is fun.
And people do dress, and then you know where you're going, and you don't have to hop in a tab. I was thinking of Uber, and tab came out. Hop in whatever, and go to another property.
Yeah.
I think something else, another question I have for you, why do you think people are so fascinated with the what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? That seemed to put a whole spin on everything. I like the couple up in the high roller and the, and
well,
he got,
see, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a type. I think it's a type of thing where you think you can do anything here, get away with it, and go home, forget you did it. You know what I mean? And nobody will know the difference.
well, some gifts keep on giving.
Don't they, though?
Yeah, so
Don't they, though?
I wouldn't be counting on that. But yeah, that would
Yeah.
kind of change it. I was a little like going, that's a kind of a weird mentality. I live here. I don't want everybody's bad karma dumped in my backyard, and then you leave, and then we're stuck dealing with the ramifications or something like that. But
and I think the city has changed a lot in
And
that
it's gotten more
respect.
corporate,
It's
electronic.
gotten, and I think it's gotten more violent, and I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gotten, it's just not warm and friendly like it used to be.
Yeah.
And again,
we're so internet
I
driven
miss
too.
the way people dress.
Right.
I just miss
Even
the whole
press kits.
ambiance of Vegas.
Right.
I
Press
miss
kits.
Vegas.
Now, you don't get the press kit, the printed kit. You get a little thumb drive.
Right.
And you can supersede a lot. I mean, I get so busy, I don't want to talk on the phone sometimes. But so you shoot an email, you do this, you do that, the other.
It's
that would happen
impersonal.
anywhere.
It's
Yeah,
become
yeah.
so impersonal.
But Vegas, I think, had that allure back in the day where, like you were saying, you knew the bartenders, you knew the maitre d's. You didn't have to go anyplace twice. The maitre d' would remember your name, where you liked to sit,
Right.
whether you liked red wine or white wine or what was going on, and then there was the show right there.
And the
oh my
wonderful-
gosh, we're just like little Winnie
Yeah.
diners here, but
Yeah.
once you've seen it, it's hard to forget.
And the entertainment used to be a massive draw for the
Right.
casino floor.
Oh, that's right. We'll
and now
talk about
you can,
that. Oh,
yeah, you can walk through a casino now and shoot a cannon in there because nobody's at
No,
the,
they're up paying $1,000
Right.
to sit at a table in a
in a nightclub.
which is weird for me.
Me too.
I don't have the.
and I don't like it. Sorry,
I don't either, but.
I'll be the first
But
to
we
say
like
it.
the Red Roof Inn, don't we?
Yes.
It's pet friendly, free Wi-Fi, free continental breakfast for guests. They're my sponsor. We like them. Don't go away. We're just warming up for our last and fourth segment. We'll be right back.